Testing. I am trying out something new. I don't know if this will work, 'cause I may not know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try, because that's what I do, and I'm going live, so maybe it'll work and maybe it won't, but I'll never know if I don't try. And so I'm trying and I'm clicking and I'm plugging everything. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. My name's Amy, and I'm sorry, I am new to doing this, and I'm trying out a web camera for my group. I have a group page called, it's Adult Coloring, and it's through my eyes coloring group. It's on Facebook, and I'm sorry, let me repeat. It's adult through your eyes coloring. Adult. I used to have, and this is a group page on Facebook that I have just started, and I am into coloring. I've been coloring for a long time, but I don't know how to do the YouTube things. I just started my group page. It's been like 4 months now, 5 months maybe. I think I started the group page, and I started off with a few people, and I've graduated into a little more people, and I've never did a live video on coloring, and I know I probably need to get a better camera to do angles and stuff. I haven't figured out that part and how to go widescreen so yet, because I'm in analysis, and I think maybe when I get a better camera, maybe that's how it works. I don't know, there's a lot of people that are smart out there on adult coloring, and I watch it on YouTube, and it always looks easy until you try it yourself. But on the other hand, I do love coloring, and I have come into coloring. When I started coloring, I had started it when I had anxiety real bad. I'll just kind of do a little kind of biography about myself, just briefly, and so that people will understand where I'm coming from and why I still want to do this. And I started with anxiety, and I've had anxiety for I've had anxiety for about now 10 years, almost 10 years, 6, 7. Okay, maybe about 8 years. I've got diagnosed with severe anxiety and depression, and I lived in an abusive home, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to go too detailed, but a lot of stuff. And if you have anxiety, depression, usually knows where that starts in a family, living life, whatever. And I didn't know how to handle my anxiety and depression a lot. And I was able to move out, got on my own. I'm in an apartment building by myself now, and I'm able to do things, but I still deal with those anxieties and depression. And so I did some coloring for a while when I first moved in. I met this lady, not young lady, but she's younger than me. Oh, actually, she's an older lady than me, but I'm younger than her. But her name was Ray, and I won't go full name, but her name was Ray, and she got me into coloring. When she sat down, and she would color every day, and I used to like coloring. I love coloring, but I wasn't like, into coloring a lot. So this lady helped me get into coloring. And if I don't know if I'm doing this live on Facebook, so if my friends are watching, this is something I'm trying to do web camera with. And being it's through YouTube, I thought maybe it'd be a little better. I don't know. This is my YouTube video, so I think I'm doing it over YouTube too. So that's why I'm kind of doing a kind of a what you call about myself, just to let you know where I'm at. Anyway, I've been coloring. When I moved into my building, that's when my anxiety was the worst, because I had moved in, and this is my first time out on my own, and I was going through a lot of programs that help people facing anxiety and depression. And I ran into a program that found stuff to cope with. I learned different coping skills. When you're going through anxiety, they teach you on a lot of coping skills to learn to help you deal with your anxiety and depression. And I found a lot of activities, but some were kind of okay. I got into photography, but before I even had anxiety, that was one of my things. And I know I used to post a lot of pictures to group pages about my pictures, and I love taking pictures. And I did some game playing. I've did live streams with that and stuff. But I when I got my anxiety, I really nothing was really enjoying my. I had no enjoyment until I started coloring with this lady, and she sat down and she started coloring, and she got me into coloring more so. Where I sat down, and when I put down and colored, it didn't have to be a perfect picture for me. I mean, it didn't have to be. It could have been just a plain ordinary picture, but it helped me with my anxiety. It helped me with my depression, and it taught me how to deal with stuff that I can't handle, and especially with during the COVID and the shutdowns and stuff like that. Well, when the lady was teaching me coloring, I kind of got into it for a while, and then she passed away. And when she passed away, I missed that part of that lady, and that's one thing reminded me of how wonderful that lady was, because she taught me how to color, and she taught me to build my self-esteem. It was just something fun to do, and so that she passed away, and I didn't have nothing to support me for a while. I was still struggling, trying to get disability, trying to get stuff to help me with my anxiety and stuff. And then when the COVID started, for the last that year, I just had nowhere to do. And I know with my anxiety and depression, and couldn't do nothing. You need to keep yourself occupied. Coloring became my therapy, my alto. And I wasn't the best colors at the time. I could color, but it was like, easy. I had to do simple ones, and I used to color with different like markers and different things. And that's before I learned the different pencils. Mine, I think I started with Crayolas, just your simple start out coloring tools. And then I became where I really, really enjoyed coloring. And when I started coloring, I started watching YouTube videos, and then I started finding better pencils. I have all kinds of color pencils. Um, I have your basic prism colors. I've got um, a, I have Arteza coloring pencils. I got the Black Widow. I've got every color pencil freak. I'm a color pencil freak. And I have more coloring pencils and gel pens, and then it's the coloring books and all the different dark coloring books that are out there. And now I'm at a point that I can color anything, and that took me a long time to say. I look at a picture and I'm like, I don't think I can do that one. That's a little up my speed. Now I seem like I can color more, and I'm enjoying coloring, and I can start doing it. And so now that I can do this, and I love doing it, that it's such a positive thing for me. Now I'm coloring more so. And I have books. I have all the books. I have Johanna coloring books. I love your basic oh, I have Creative Haven coloring books. I have every coloring book I see I have to get. And so yeah, and so it's fun. And I think there's a lot of people I know that are lonely or don't have ways to reduce stress. They go through anxiety a lot, work days, especially as adults. We don't find that you think coloring, oh, that's just a child's thing. We shouldn't color. I mean, I'm not creative. I don't know. But they have so much positive thoughts. And if you do a lot of stuff that you go online and you see the research is what coloring does for people and how that helped me. And before I even started coloring, I didn't even know that does that a lot. And I'm sitting here, well, that can help someone else, say, hey, you know what? I was depressed. I was lonely. I didn't know what to do. I was anxiety. And I just took out my coloring pencils like I was a little kid coloring in a coloring book. And I used to love coloring when I was a kid. I started coloring Barbie. And Barbies were like my first coloring books, when you were a kid. Those were the big to-do coloring books. You'd have to go when you got paid. You got your Christmas money or your birthday money. You go to you'll go places and get your coloring book. You would go to the toaster and you would, spend that big money and you get the big Barbie coloring books. And those were my things, Barbie. I didn't, I colored the other ones, but it was always Barbie. And and after I got the order, I thought, oh, that's not, you kids, like this age, you can't color anymore. That's little kids. But I used to sneak in once in a while, would buy me a box of crayons, and it was the Crayolas. I didn't have pencils back then. It was always Crayolas, and you use your crayons. And I never could afford the big 64 crayons because those used to be like expensive. But I used to have the small sets and stuff like that. So everything has come a long way. So now that coloring as an adult, you can say it's okay to color. We can color as adults, and it's no big deal. We can do that as an adult. And the color as an adult, you feel like, well, you know what? You're more creative, and there's more things out there. You don't have to color the little Barbie, which I'm sorry, I put these on because I have kind of glaucoma and my computer screen. Sometimes I cannot see it, and I got cheaters on. So if you see me put these on, that's part of getting old, and it looks stupid, and I can't really see you, but I can see the print that people are leaving messages. I may have a better chance of reading you guys just without screening. But anyway, coloring has been the thing for me, and now that I'm living on my own and I'm coloring, and I've gotten into the point where I live in my building, and I've started when where we were shut down in the building. We live in a high rise, so we can't go down. We couldn't go down, do anything in the high rise. But now that they opened it up, the first time I went down coloring, brought my books, got them, and started rolling down. And every day I'd color down there, sit there and color. And then I eventually would have people come down and just up to see what I'm doing, and then I start meeting other people and talking to other people, and I would get other people to start coloring. I met this one lady. I won't give out her name because I really shouldn't probably do that. But she used to she lives in the same building as me, and she was kind of a homey person. She didn't. I don't know what they call people that are stuck in their apartments or something. They don't leave. Well, she didn't color a lot, and she didn't like coloring. Well, not color, but didn't do anything. She didn't leave her apartment. She didn't go anywhere. She didn't meet people. She didn't hang out. She stuck to herself. And the day she came down and she went over and I said, hey, do you like coloring? You want to come color with me? I didn't know if that would be something she would enjoy doing. And she came and walked over to me and she looked into my books and saw some of the cool books. And then she was kind of iffy about it. And then eventually I kind of slowed in like a little. And she saw my coloring books and said, yeah, I would like to color. I said, I got some coloring books. Would you like to color a page and all that? And as soon as that happened, she started getting into coloring. She went to the store, bought a coloring book, started coloring. She wasn't the best. She at the time, I think she told me she used to do it, but it's been a long time, and she don't know if she remembered it or was as good as it. But she went ahead and did it, and she bought her coloring book, and she got herself coloring, and it was like I opened a whole new world for her, and she was so impressed that she got coloring it. And when she first got her book, she came to me and she went to get her pen. I think it was her color pencils. No, let's see how we did it. Well, she saw some coloring books that she liked, and she goes, well, can you order me a couple coloring books? So I went on and did her some Creative Haven books. I think there were some fairy coloring books that I ordered for her. And then she would start buying books, and then she started buying color pencils. And I remember one day she came into my apartment or downstairs, and she sat there, and I was sitting at the table coloring, and she goes, Amy, guess what? And she had a sack from Hobby Lobby. She opened it up, and she had these pencils and these pens, and she goes, look what I bought. I showed her how to get a blender pencil. She showed, I got a blender pencil. Look at these. I got these blender pencils. Look at these two color stuff. And all these things opened up to this lady. I mean, and this homie lady, she came and she told me, Amy, if it wasn't for you, I would never have come out of my apartment building. I would never have came down and got out of it. And she was up in her late 80s. Like, she was about my mom's age. So it was an older person. This wasn't a real young lady. This was an older person that was up in her age. And now I've opened up. I don't know. I've opened up a while ago, but she loves the color. And to me, that's something I did for someone else to say, hey, come on, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the best colorist in the world. You know, I always told her, there is no rules. You can color. If you're not that good, who cares? No one cares what you color. If you like doing it and it, you know, if you color outside the line, it's like, who cares? You love to color and you're enjoying it. So why not keep doing it? Why not keep coloring? If there's something you like and it makes you feel good, if you started something and it made you feel good that day, you finished that picture and it turned out beautiful, and that made you feel good for the day and say, hey, might have been something that's always made you feel good after a while. Then I did my job for that person. And it's a good moment. And so after that, I got her down. I started a small coloring group. And there was another lady, and and then we had to shut down again for a while because there was some COVID hit out. So I had 4 ladies. We started out with 4 ladies, and we met in our apartments. We went to the apartment and we sat and colored together. And we colored and we became friends. And we built relationship. And we sit and talk. And then I went downstairs. Again, we opened up, and I had 4 people, and then I had a 5th one come in and color, so we'd have 5. And then eventually another one showed up, and another one. So I think we have about 8 now. You know, they come and color as they go and whatever. And to me, coloring that situation, you know, helps someone else out. And I know I have a lot of people on here that don't know if they're any good at coloring, or they would like to color, or maybe they just afraid to even try, or maybe they're busy time. But I always tell people, you know what? It's okay to take the time. If you've been stressed out for the day, or you got so much you don't know how to deal with, your anxiety gets so bad, you can do a lot of crafts. Any kind of craft you want to do. I mean, it doesn't have to be coloring, you know. But if they're finding something that might help them and they like to paint, or they're to open up a coloring book, get a simple coloring book. Start out with a small one. Like, see if I can pull out one of my creative books. Just get you a simple coloring book. It doesn't have to be a lot. And if you have trouble seeing, you know, now technology has so much out there for other people. You know, I'm trying to find me a Creative Haven book, but I can't. But I'm just showing as an example. I'm trying to find one that's simple. I'll just do this one because it is a Creative Haven. But just get yourself a simple book. Creative Haven, I find out, I don't know if you can see it because of my light, but Creative Havens are probably one of the best simple coloring books for ladies, and they're not expensive. You know, they don't cost that much, $5-6 coloring books. And just get something simple. Put some pencils. It don't have to be the fancy pencils. Not everyone can afford it. You know, I mean, they can be an Armalite, but I got lucky and I was able to get stuff, and I had a little richness, a little extra money that I was able to start this, and now I'm into it. But you said start out small. You know, you don't have to get your Crayola pencils. Sit down, color crayons, whatever you want, and just color. I mean, there's many pictures out there. You can sit and color. You can open your book, color, and it's awesome. I mean, you can sit there. You got kids shouting. You want to go into a room, get away from your hubby. Just go and hide and color, and you don't have to finish a page. Maybe you just pick one thing out, and maybe you might see a flower. I don't know if you can tell. Like one of the flowers in my book, you can pick a flower. Just color the flower. You don't have to color all of it. So do it as you go. Put it in your, if you're at work, put it in your lunch bag. Pull it out. Sit there and just color something. Take your mind off and do a little something for yourself. It don't have to be pretty. But now after you watch videos and you start learning, now that this lady, the one I got, started doing it, she started getting better and better, and she got better, and she was like, wow. And so now she's buying all kinds of pencils now. I started something. She's a mad lady. She goes, one day I remember, she goes, I got a beef with you. And I thought, oh, what I do? I'm in trouble? No, And she pulls out her saying, look at this. I spent this thing. But now she's enjoying it. It's something you enjoy to do. Do it. I have days, and I recently had lost my mom. And it took me a while to, kind of get away from, but I think the coloring was there. My coloring between God being there for me and the friends and stuff, my coloring was there. It was there. It didn't, my sitting down, it didn't say it didn't have time for me. It sat and let me express my feelings and just relax and calm. And so coloring can be an enjoyment. You can enjoy it. And if you don't like, and if you make a mistake, you don't like it, I've colored pictures I don't like. I made a mistake or I've had a stressful day. Hey, I save a few of them or do it, I'll rip it up. And, they say that when you have anxiety or depression or you need something to release stress, to rip a piece of paper. Just rip a simple piece of paper can make you feel really good. Just rip it. Just the sound of ripping can make you feel good, I mean, to keep a piece, it can be so soothing just to do that. I mean, take this, like I got a piece of paper. It's been a stressful day. And it's like, wow. So, I mean, use it for however you want, and if you want a day, just color something black, don't have to say, I don't know how to pick colors. Okay, well, don't pick colors. Just pick up a pencil and do it. Eventually there are color wheels, there's programs. Go on to YouTube. There's a lot of YouTube videos that you can watch on there. I've seen a lot on YouTube that can help you if you want to learn how to get better techniques. There's videos and stuff, and then eventually you're going to stop and sit and say, wow, did I color that? And anyway, I'm going to get off, but this was kind of my practice video, and I'm hoping to keep using this because I know if my groups are hearing me, I'm going to do some coloring hauls next. I got some new coloring books coming from Amazon. So tomorrow I'm praying Amazon, be here, and my coloring books will be down there and I can do some show offs and some stuff. But anyhow, I wanted to get on here and do a little practice video and see how this works. And once it gets good, but if anyone is live and just sees my video and is interested in a nice coloring group, this is a family-friendly coloring group. This is a non-perfect, it's through your eyes coloring because, it's through your eyes. Whatever is through your eyes is beautiful, What you see and what I see is differently. So it's through your eyes. My coloring is not going to be the same. So, and it's just something you can relax. So if you're interested and would like to find a nice coloring group and you're just, simple, you want something that, looking for a group with a lot of people that's professional and really good, and you probably won't find that in my group, okay? Because I'm learning as you go, and I'm good, but I'm not great. I'm good for my speed, but that's okay. It's coloring. It's what it is. So I'm going to thank you for watching, and I have people on Facebook that are in my Facebook group, and I want to thank you for taking the time and listening to this. And if this video looks good for you guys, and you enjoyed it, and you've seen it, and you think it worked out, please leave a message and tell me, just give me a comment of how you thought it went. So I'm going to end the stream, and thank you for watching, and have a blessed day. And if this works, I'll be back with some color videos. Yo-ho. All right, talk to you later. Goodbye.